So everybody thinks that opening my pole studio was like a huge master plan. It really wasn't. Honestly, it almost never happened. One phone call almost made me give up on the entire idea. And if one person had answered differently, my studio probably would have never existed. Let's talk about how it started. So, I was in the military, getting in the last part of my enlistment in San Antonio. And at that time, there was only one studio in the whole city. I absolutely loved it. I loved the instructors. I loved the community, but what I absolutely hated was the commute. It took me at least 40 minutes to get there without traffic, and with traffic, it could be up to hour and a half sometimes. And I remember thinking to myself, how is there only one whole studio in such a huge city? And that thought kind of stayed in the back of my mind. So I have always wanted to own my business. I didn't know what would that be, but something has happened in my life that has completely changed how I looked at my future. I went to a Tony Robbins seminar. That 4-day seminar was huge to me. And basically, for that first time, I could actually picture myself owning a studio, not just dreaming of it, but like I could see it. So let's go back to the studio. At that time, there was an instructor, let's call her Natasha. And I absolutely loved taking her classes. She was very good on the pole. And some people might look at it differently, but I like that she was more pushy, more strict, and more straight to the point of an instructor. She kind of reminded me of the ones I learned from back home. One day, I remember clearly I was at her apartment. We were outside of the apartment and she was smoking. And we kind of told each other about our dreams. And she mentioned that she really wanted to open her own pole studio, which I was like, whoa, that's perfect. Look, I also I want to do that as well. So I kind of said, let's build it together, but she said she wasn't ready. So a little later, I called her again, and then she said no again. And later, I talked to her again, and she said no again. So there's this one moment I will never forget. I had a person who was willing to sponsor this whole thing and not even take the money back, or most of it. I remember I was at the car dealership waiting for my car. I talked to him and he said, look, either you find a partner or just this whole thing is off the plate. So I called her one more time. I basically told her that we're either going to do this and this is the time, or we're just going to lose this opportunity. So instead, she got upset and she told me that she had too much going on and she felt like I was pushing her. And basically, she just told me to stop talking to her about this. I hung up. I felt very down after this. And I remember thinking to myself, you know what? That's it. I'm not opening a studio. Forget about this. So that time I have called to my future sponsor, told him about this. And I think he believed in me more than I did, because he gave me another chance. And he said, look, just find another partner then. Also, at that time, I used to meet with my friend I think it was Friday, and we would just brainstorm all the business ideas we could possibly do. And she introduced me to my business partner, Christine. And this is how it kind of like the whole thing started. We actually were going to open the studio all together, all three of us. But it didn't happen because my friend got really busy. She's got a few kids, and she just said that honestly, she wouldn't be able to be a good part of it. Anyway, going back to Christine, I told her the whole story and she just asked me like, hey, why not us? And she had the financial background. I had full background. We had a sponsor person who believed in us and, she believed this could actually work. So finally, we were going back and forth. I felt like I was betraying my friend, Natasha. But then they kind of talked me into this. They explained that this is not a betrayal because, she didn't want to. You offered her many times and she said no. So time to move on. And, a normal person would not want to lose this opportunity. So I finally said yes. And that's how North Pole was born. but something has happened after we opened that honestly confused me for years, and not just me. People from another studio started all of a sudden being super cold to me. Some stopped talking to me. Some laughed at us. And I remember when we were at one of the PSO competitions, they were there laughing at us. Like, it was so frustrating and so sad to me. This is really not how I imagined the whole community. Maybe Natasha felt betrayed. Maybe she felt like I stole her idea and she could have done this with me and she didn't. She was mad at herself. Maybe there were some conversations I was never a part of. I truly don't know, but all I know that just kind of like almost overnight, I became like a villain of someone else's story. This story basically have taught me something very big. When someone tells you that they're not ready, believe them the first time. Don't spend years trying to convince someone to build your dream. Find the people who are already excited to build that dream with you. And honestly, somehow they will find you if you are long enough focused on your goal. Hashtag dream. Because honestly, like looking back, if Natasha would have said yes, I might have been a completely different life. There would definitely be no North Pole dance studio. And I don't even know how long it would have lasted because she had no financial background and the way we were would have probably clashed super quick. And then it was just, I have a feeling would have gone south pretty quick. I don't know. Maybe it would have been amazing. Maybe it would have been terrible. We will never know. What I do know is that one painful no led me to build something I was incredibly proud of. And kind of just remembering that sometimes the person who says no isn't ruining your dream. They're just making room for the people who were meant to build it with you. Does that make sense? And one more thing, looking back, I don't really think we had the same dream. I think we had the same conversation, the same ideas, but we were in a completely different places, or you would call it worlds in this life, that just didn't work together. It's like, this is the sun, this is the moon, heart. Follow your dream, follow your heart. It is as you hear it. Pretty simple, yet pretty complicated. More stories to come. Bye for now.